Okay, what do you got?
Okay, time to bring it on. You ready to answer some questions? This is Catherine, who says, I think there's a curse of alcohol on my family. My father was an alcoholic till the day he died. My brother is an alcoholic and a drug addict. Both my sisters drink too much. And even though I never touched this stuff, last year while driving home from work, I was almost killed by a drunk driver. How do I get rid of this curse?
Well, a couple things. I do believe that there's a chemical tendency that is in families, a certain genetic makeup that makes you susceptible to a beverage alcohol, and you know, just one or two drinks and you're off into a alcohol-induced fog. But how do you do it? I do believe there's spirits behind some of these things, and I think what you need to do, the word is, I bind you, Satan, and the spirits of evil, and I command you to leave me. And, you know, say that out loud, believing. And if the several of you join hands and say, in the name of Jesus, I bind you, you spirit of alcohol addiction, and, you know, I command you to leave my family. All right.
This is Peggy, who says, Dear Pat, I've been praying for our country along with you, but with everything that's at stake during this election, I can't help but be concerned about the integrity of the election process. With the rejection of voter ID laws and the fact that one does not need to prove citizenship to register in some places, people voting multiple times and polling computers rigged to a specific outcome, how can we trust the results to reflect the will of the people? How can we keep people from cheating?
Well, it's really tough. You know, they found some kid in Virginia, I think, who was registering dead people.
Yeah.
And they just busted him a few days ago. And others have been cheating. They have multiple identities and so forth. The Russians apparently hacked into our election files. I mean, it's a mess. So can we trust it? I think, well, we're going to have to do everything we can, but that's the best we can do. You say, what can we do? I think we've got to trust the Lord. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, we're going to do the best we can, but there's no guarantee. But I do think there needs to be vigilance on the part of both campaigns to monitor the election results, to monitor the polls. They used to have poll watchers that go in and make sure that the people were registered appropriately. But, you know, the idea of having a voter ID is certainly appropriate, and yet the laws, of course, have struck some of those laws down, and it's chaos because the courts won't let the people do what's wise to protect the electoral process.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is Joyce, who says, Dear Pat, I don't see any true Christian values in either of the presidential candidates. Should I just not vote?
I think you're not voting for Jesus. He's the only one who's perfect. Everything else is imperfect. Listen to what they say, and it's a question of what programs are they going to put in place. What do they support? Do they support, for example, the sanctity of life, or are they for, say, partial birth abortion? Are they for, you know, freedom, or do they want excessive regulation? You've got to ask what all those things are and then vote in relation to that. But don't look for perfection. I mean, politicians are very flawed. All right, last question.
This is Janine, who says, how do I know if a thought is God-given? How do I become a better listener to God's plan?
Well, you read the book of Hebrews, you know, through reason of use, your senses are exercised to learn good from evil. Just a question of practicing the presence of God, testing God, listen to what he says, to check it against the Word, and don't go off half-cocked on something because you've got to quote Revelation. There's so many people who've been misled because they think they're, quote, hearing from God, and they're not. Well, we leave you with today's Power Minute from Psalm 20. May he grant you according to your heart's desire and fulfill all your purpose. What a wonderful word.